Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land today? I hope this finds you well. Time for another exciting episode of Heifer Haven's Free Advice. We got our heifer over here at the ready. Look at her. She got her horns all polished up. Her ears are all fuzzy. She wants to know, what are we going to talk about today? Well, I'm about to tell you. Before we do, always one thing we got to do, and that's more cowbell. Now that we got your attention, got y'all woke up, let's see what our letter has to say today. It says, Dear Heifer Haven. That's a good start. And it says, we're getting ready to decorate for the holiday. And we got neighbors that have lights. You never seen so many lights in all your life. It looks like Griswold Christmas over there. How many lights do you reckon are too many? And how many decorations should we put up? Well, I think that that's an individual decision, and I think maybe, it kind of depends on what your neighborhood thinks. If you want to get along with your neighbors, if you don't care about getting along with your neighbors, then do whatever suits you. I mean, after all, you're the only person you got to please. If you're decorating because you want to draw people into the neighborhood to see all the pretty lights, then put up as many as you can afford to put up and as many as you can afford to pay the electric company to keep lit up. I've seen all kinds of pretty Christmases that didn't have a lot of electricity involved. You know, they had a lot of really pretty decorations up in the trees and stuff. But, of course, at night, that don't show up real well. You know, if you want to go around at night and see what all the folks have out in their yards. I don't know if people do that as much as they used to. When I was a kid, that was a really big deal. You know, we'd pile in the car and we'd go and we'd look at all the Christmas lights in the houses around in the towns and see what everybody had put up for Christmas. People don't seem to do that a whole lot anymore. Last time I tried to do it, me and a friend of mine went out one night thinking that we was going to go to this little town. We was going to drive around town and see all the Christmas lights, what people had put out. And the next thing we know, there's more lights than we bargained for because there's red and blue lights blinking behind the car. When we pulled up in front of one house there to look and see if there were pretty decorations they had up, an officer comes up to the window and wants to know what we're doing. Like we're casing the place, gonna break in or something. And, well, it's a wonder I didn't need bail money after that, because I asked him, I said, do you understand that it's Christmas time and that people drive around to see the pretty lights that folks have up in their yards? And, you know, that's all we're doing is just driving around in the neighborhood just looking to see what people have up in as Christmas lights. And he says, well, I was just wondering because you was driving pretty slow going down the street down through here. And I said, well, not everybody at Christmas time is out trying to case places, wanting to rob them. You know, sometimes we just want to see the Christmas lights. And he cut us loose and let us go. I don't know, you know, we look like we're the kind of people that have been breaking into houses or what he thought. But, hey, you know, you got to kind of be careful. You have the popo chasing you down the street because you're trying to look at somebody's Christmas lights. Holy smoke. I mean, everybody gets investigated for everything these days. I don't know. But do what pleases you. You know, if you like 1 million lights up in your yard and you can afford to pay the electric company to keep them lit, by all means do it. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the Christmas music stuff going on unless you cut it off at a reasonable hour of the night. I know I've got some neighbors that have some kind of mechanical things in their yard that likes to make music at Christmas time. Now, they're pretty nice about it, though. They only play them on the weekends, and they don't play them all night long. They cut them off at a reasonable hour. But I've seen some places, you know, where they turn that stuff on and it blasts the neighborhood. You hear it for about 10 miles, and I can just imagine that the neighbors are about to lose their mind with all that going on. But, hey, you know, don't aggravate folks too much. I mean, it is Christmas time. It should be something that everybody can enjoy. So, with that being said, I said it was free advice. I never said it'd be good.